Azerbaijan is my motherland. Azerbaijan is the country with a rich and ancient history, situated at the intersection of the Southwest Europe and Central Asia, at the heart of the Great Silk Way. In the south, Azerbaijan is bounded with Iran and Turkey, from the north with Russia. In the east, Azerbaijan is surrounded with the Caspian Sea, which is bounded with Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan. The capital of the country is the ancient Baku city, which is situated on the shore of the Caspian Sea and is more than 2,000 years old. Baku is a well-developed city in which Europe and Asia, Western and Eastern cultures had been merged together. Here you can find a lot of theaters, museums, cinemas, bars, restaurants, cafes, shopping centers, and also scores of banks and hotels which are meeting the requirements of international standards. There are hotels of world-famous systems of hotel complexes such as Hyatt Regency, Radisson South Plaza, Grand Hotel Europe, and many others in this country. There are more than 6,300 historical, archaeological, cultural objects and also 65 monuments of universal importance in Azerbaijan. The heart of the capital is Yukhary. Inside of this complex you can find such historical sites as Sinih Dala Minaret, Juma Mosque, Museum of Astronomer Said Bakovi, Palace of Shirvanshahs and also Guz Galassi Tower, which was built at the beginning of our era. This unique defense building is more than 28 meters of height. The Azih Cave testifies that the primitive dwelt here 250,000 years ago at the early Paleolithic epoch. In Kabustan National Park you can observe unique rock paintings related to Mesolithic epoch. Here you can see more than 4,000 drawings. The special interest can be generated also by monuments of Zoroastrian temple at fire workshops at Ashka. Natural conditions of Azerbaijan are fascinating varies. There are 9 from 11 climatic zones on the earth in the country. There are 15 natural historical preserves, 20 reserves and also a lot of recreation zones situated along the Caspian Sea in Azerbaijan. At the present time, are creating 2 new parks for the purposes of protection of national heritage, except 5 national parks which are already existing. There are 4,500 kinds of spore and flowering plants in the country. They are growing up rare kinds of trees that are flanks of a lot of hills such as silk acacia, iron and so-called internal trees. The fauna of Republic counts 15,000 kinds of insects, more than 1,100 kinds of spiders, more than 600 kinds of vertebrates, 97 kinds of mammals and 348 kinds of birds. There are about 120 kinds of fish which inhabits the Azerbaijani part of Caspian Sea. The Great Silk is the main direction in the country which was concentrated the most of tourism routes. Shemahar, as early as the 6th century, was the main city of Shirvan province to which caravans from Far East and India were coming. This is one of the most popular places among travelers and tourists, which have a number of resorts based provided with all facilities. You will get a great pleasure from the picnics on the bank of the mountain rivers and lakes, on the top of the hills and near Nosy waterfall. One of the grand and the biggest trade centers of the Great Silk Way is Shiki. Here you will be able to see the very beautiful and original building of the 18th century, the Palace of Shiki Hans. The blacksmith, armory, jewelry and workcooper works have very ancient background. Shiki's Katala tourism zone attracts hundreds of lovers of rest and pristine environment annually, where you can entirely have a rest, relax and can be engaged in hunting. The western and the southwestern regions of Azerbaijan are part of the small Caucasian mountains. Ganja, which is buried in the verdure and vineyards, is the second by the size and important city of the country. Ganja city at all times was famous of its culture, originality of architecture, splendid caravanserais, silks and carpets. There is a Girgil reservation with an unusual beautiful Girgil lake not far from Ganja city. The top of the Kapaz mountain looks very beautiful. Every spot of this land is there in life history. Also is very famous Guba Hachmas tourist zone. Such places and Sanctuary, Beshbarmah, Babadar, Chiragala Castle are visited by hundreds of tourists daily. Just a little bit for is situated famous of its beach Snabrai. And further is Guba region famous of its numerous small rivers, springs and unique waterfalls. We can find regional resorts with all facilities and comfortable houses at the height of 1,750 meters above the sea level.
Sevinsin her bir ana.
One else every important direction of the Great Silk Way is south part of the country. Only at this region we can see beautiful Talish mountains, unique reservations, huge potential of flora and fauna. Among natural resources of this region, the special attention should be given to excellent climatic and hydropathic resorts. Rich of the historical and cultural monuments, the region is the main part of the tourist system of the country.
Sevinsin her bir ana. Her birinin öz yeri var, benim doğma diyar. Güzelliğine o bir bahar, geleceğe ışık saçar. Kurban olurum.
The next important tourist zone of Azerbaijan is Nakhchivan. This region is stretched out near the foothills of Zangezur mountain range. There are rocks paintings of bronze epoch on the Gemigaya mountain. Nakhchivan has scores of historical and architectural monuments which do not have analogues in the world. This region is also famous for the plenty of mineral springs.
Sözü var, hürmeti var, ülkelerin arasında. Böyle güzel, böyle zengin var dünyanın arasında. Vatanimin mağrur güçlü, özüreyi ilhamı var. Hoş günlere giden yolda bir ebedi bayram var. Her birinin öz yeri var, benim doğma diyar. Güzelliğine o bir bahar, geleceğe ışık saçar. Kurban olurum Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan is also a country of Asian, strikingly rich of folk traditions. The most Asian dances as Yali, Yordu Yordu, Janji and many others. The most important genre of the oral profession tradition is Mugam.
Sevinsin her bir ana.
Finally, we would like to say a few words about the national kitchen of the wonderful country. Such national dishes as plov, piti, dolma, dushbara, kebab, and many others distinguished of original compounding and tastes. The traditional Azerbaijani lunch lasts more than 3 hours and always starts from the tea drinking. As a rule, black tea leaves are used for the tea drinking in Azerbaijan. In our country, you will find all for which people are going to travel. In each beautiful and picturesque places of Azerbaijan, you will participate in very unusual tours. You will be able to take part in non-ordinary trips and mountains, raids, fishing, bathing in mountain lakes, numerous weekends, and many others. All necessary conditions for the rest are provided by 150 tourist companies, international airlines of the country consisting of 30 air companies which let you realize flights to any place of the world. We are waiting for you in the Pearl of Caucasus, Azerbaijan.